I want to be a part.
Hello again. We've been talking about a fancy legal term of substitute collateral and hypothecation. In simple layman's terms, what you're doing is you're walking the note. You're moving the promissory note from the seller carryback from one property to another, and you're just changing like you're on a game board. Think of this $250,000 or whatever amount it is that your seller carryback may be as a game piece on a game board, and you're just moving that around to acquire whatever different real estate property you want to acquire. Obviously, you have to have someone who, two cooperating parties, the lender and the borrower, they have to trust each other. I've had this relationship, we just had our 5-year anniversary. Ironically, I've never even met him in person. I never even talked to him on the phone for the first 3 or 4 years, strictly an email relationship, but making sure that he has good collateral, good security in real estate that's well located. He has the trust and confidence to know that we're improving the properties, we're renting the properties, we're taking good care of the properties, and he's going to be fine. What happens if we don't pay? Guess what? He keeps all the money of all the payments we made, plus he gets the property back, so we don't want that to happen. So bottom line is, it's a win-win. We get to do the deals we want to do. He gets to get his monthly income and defer his capital gains tax indefinitely. So now we've got the Palm Springs house, and it's an Airbnb, and it's making about $8,000 a month. And as I've talked about in the other videos, when you're doing an Airbnb and you're doing it right, in the right location, and you're doing your improvements, all those things you do to increase your equity and your appreciation, and and you pick the right location, and it's a rising value market, you've got all those things working for you. So I double pay the mortgage, and so the mortgage is $1,800. Every month I pay $3,600. Why do I do that? Well, first off, because it's making $8,000 a month, and you can afford to do that. Second off is you're saving interest. Interest is like rent on the loan. You want to pay as little of that as possible. You're saving a lot of interest. Also, you're beating the heck out of the principal, making the principal on the mortgage go down, which means your equity goes up, which means when it comes time to sell or trade or refinance, you've got more equity. So what ended up happening is I only owe $250 on the Palm Springs house. I think I told you I paid $605, and now in about 18 months, in addition to making $8,000 a month on the Airbnb, sometimes $10,000, sometimes $12,000 a month, and double paying the mortgage, fixing it up, doing all those things to advance this, the property's now worth $750. So now I'm able to borrow money again, fortunately, and my lender says, hey, we'll give you 75% of this, and we're going to loan you, $450,000, and we want to pay him off. And I said, well, that sounds good to me, because if you do that, I'm going to get $200,000 in cash. It's tax-free cash. Okay? That's for starters. Second off, the problem is, again, he doesn't want to get paid off because he's going to owe that $100,000 in taxes. So he says, can we still keep working together? I said, yeah, I'd like to keep working with you. So what we ended up doing is we found another property. Now what happens is we do this deal, I get $200,000 in cash. The Palm Springs has a little refinance escrow. Let's see if I got this right. Yeah, that's right. So $450 comes in from the new lender to the escrow, and then I only owe $250, which means I get $200,000 cash that comes directly into my bank account. So I get this cash in my pocket, and then we opened an escrow. I decided I was going to buy another Airbnb over here in La Quinta, and at that time La Quinta was still issuing Airbnb permits. There's on a moratorium, not doing that anymore right now, but found another house, and so we moved his $200,000 again. We walked the note over to the escrow in La Quinta, Create a new note again, $250. New mortgage again. Now it's the first mortgage over here. I took some of this cash, I made it for the down payment, and now we acquire the La Quinta Airbnb, and the La Quinta Airbnb is making $8,000 a month. 6 to 8,000. I spent the first couple of months living in the property, didn't have any furniture or anything. I just slept on an airbed, as I sometimes do in these things. When I don't buy them with furniture, the Palm Springs house came fully furnished. I was lucky on that one. Took it all lock, stock, and barrel down to the forks and knives and all the linens. Here, this one, I had to use the airbed, spent 2 months furnishing, decorating, took my pictures, launched it on the website Airbnb. Then I moved over and started living in the Palm Springs house for a while, and I got this one ramped up, getting good reviews and getting going. So you see how you can effectively use these transactions to help you do more deals. And we'll have more in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.
Had too much wine, that's amore.